Alright, let's talk some Cole Strange, a very interesting player to talk about. There was a lot of question marks when he was drafted in the first round by the Patriots. Let's talk about the good and the bad that we saw from him in his second preseason game. I guess real quick, I'm going to talk about the play that you see on the screen in just a second, but just to break down the, how I felt about his first preseason game, I thought he played fine. It was 14 snaps. You can only learn so much from that. But for whatever it's worth, he looked solid in those 14 snaps, so I guess there you go. Anyways, on this play, what we're going to see is that it's going to be a double team. So he's going to double team the player on the, right with his center. That's how this play is going to work. But then he's going to get off the double team and get up to block a linebacker at the next level. So that is how this play works. Right when this play begins, you notice that it's going well. Everything exactly what you'd want to see happening here. He's, helping finish off that second part of the block. And now he has to get up to block someone at the second level. So we have so far so good. First part of this play, he did a good job of. And on the second part of the play, he doesn't really slow down the player he was supposed to slow down whatsoever. It didn't matter. 40 wasn't able to get over and make a play anyways. But still, first half good. And it's weird because he seemingly put himself in the right position. And then I think it was just he wasn't expecting for the player who he ended up blocking to take the angle he took. So, not a big deal. But this is what I saw on the first play. At least he put himself in position, so you'll take that. We saw some pass protection, something like this, where what's going to happen is, so again, he's the left guard. You see who he's going to be blocking. It's a one-on-one block and pass protection. Right when this play begins, you notice he doesn't really have his hands on anywhere. He's not really getting the hand placement that he wants. However, as you see, he is able to eventually get the hand placement he wants, and maybe he could have gotten driven back into the quarterback, but at the end of the day, those are kind of some technical things that he might need to clean up. The play didn't go on long enough for us to really get a great view at it. So, he made the block. You'll take that. As long as you're making the block, that's the goal at the end of the day. Yes, someone with a bigger reach is going to be able to maybe get better hand placement. But at the end of the day, he wasn't able to push Cole Strange backwards or get besides him. So I don't really care too much about it. Although, again, ball got thrown quickly, so the concern is maybe if it went a little longer, there could have been issues, but he got the hand placement eventually, so to me, this is a good play. One like this is another one where it's like, there's good and bad here. That's kind of becoming a trend with Cole Strange, is that I see the good and the bad. Kind of how I felt about him coming out of college, to be honest, is there was some good and some bad. It's going to be a one-on-one block in the pass protection game once again, and watch what happens. So as you see, once again, this time he actually is able to get the hand placement he wants. So it starts off as though he's in a good spot. You're thinking, okay, this is a win for Strange. The issue is going to be what 93 for Carolina is going to be able to do here. Watch him be able to sort of get to the side of Strange, and Strange, to his credit, pushed him away from Mac Jones. So while it looks a little scary for a second, he didn't actually give up a sack. I don't know if you consider that a pressure or not. I don't know how the graders would do that, but you could argue it is because there's, it could have affected Mac Jones's window of where he wanted to run. If Mac Jones didn't step up in the pocket, maybe it could have been more of a disaster potentially. But at the same time, at the end of the day, your job as an offensive lineman is to make your blocks. And, with these plays I've shown, so far he's done pretty much everything he was asked for, except for missing a block at a second level that didn't end up mattering. This play was good. There's no, but he did this wrong for me this time. So sorry if you're watching this saying, you want to see me give more positives for Strange. This was a positive play, I thought. It's once again going to be a one-on-one block. I have a feeling in pass protection they wanted to kind of give him more one-on-one blocks, but again, there's not too much control you even have over that. It's kind of what the defensive alignment is. You got to just go with. But he got some one-on-one matchups, which is good to see. And watch how when this play begins, you're going to see that right here, he's in a pretty good position. This is kind of how all of these plays have started. So can he hold on this time? Look, yes, he can. He does a great job of not block and had no real issues. So an extended play that he was able to block well, that's so good. That's what you want to see. So, these are the kind of things you're looking for. These are the kind of things when you say the Patriots reached on him. Hopefully it is one of those situations where Bill Belichick looks like a genius and he knows more than everyone else, which is often the case. These are the kind of plays that make you say, okay, maybe there's a chance that is true. This play I thought was interesting. So one play I was going to show, but I'm not going to show it because it's a little bit redundant because it's very similar to this play where it's going to be a running play, and you're going to have Cole Strange just go straight up to the second level to block someone there. So not blocking anyone at the line, no double teams and then getting off the double team, just blocking someone at the second level. Okay, simple enough. The first play that I did not show, he did a very good job at it. So this play, he's going to start off doing a very good job at it. Look, gets up to the second level quickly, gets in position to make the block, and then I don't know what happens here. I'm confused. Watch, they're both going to end up on the ground here. It looks like the player he was going up against made a nice move on Strange, but then fell over himself, I think is what happened there, but kind of a bit of a bizarre play. So hey, again, it's working for Cole Strange, so I can't complain too much. That play did end up working, just kind of a bit of an odd thing, but got up to the second level quickly. So like with all these plays, I feel like I can see some positives and I can see some negatives, and the reality is I think Cole Strange is someone who has talent but probably needs coaching, which is realistically what we knew he was. As a whole from Strange, it was really just an odd game. I think that's kind of the way to describe it. A strange game, if you will. Oh, those puns are not getting old at all. There was, I guess, what we were hoping for is figure out a way in the preseason for us to say, we were way wrong. Cole Strange was actually awesome. Bill Belichick does it again, right? Because let's be honest, offensive lineman, say what you want about Bill Belichick and some of the first-round draft picks he's had in recent history, he hits on offensive linemen. He gets offensive linemen, so you typically have the mindset when he is higher on an offensive lineman than you are, that you are wrong and he is right, which is probably going to be the case of Cole Strange as well because it's Bill Belichick. That being said, I do think it's still fair to say that, we have to evaluate these players, and we can't just pretend like we think they're going to be great because Bill Belichick thinks they're going to be great. We have to just evaluate them as we see them, and the way I see Cole Strange is still someone who needs some work, but that's kind of what we knew going in, is that he was sort of a project-type guy. So what have we learned here? I don't know if we've learned anything. We've seen how he plays in an NFL uniform, and I will say this, he's not embarrassing himself at all. He's looking like a fine guard out there. There's some things he has to clean up. He's not looking like a great guard or anything like that, or even like a good guard at this point, but he has looked fine, and again, the issues haven't been a big issue yet, so the hope is that they never become a big issue, which I think is very possible and very, something that could happen. So I guess it's interesting. Again, I'm never going to be in favor of reaching the way that they did with Cole Strange. That's sort of unrelated. I guess I shouldn't say never, but in the first round, it's going to be very rare for me to be okay with reaching on someone. Typically, if you think a third round prospect should be drafted in the first round, more often than not, that NFL team is wrong for thinking that way. Check out the Raiders, but at the same time, Mike Mayock, Bill Belichick, bit of a difference there in terms of the trust value. So that's why I'm a little bit more willing to let Bill Belichick do it. He's earned the right to do it. So, yeah. Anyways, that's kind of what I think about Cole Strange. What do you guys think? What were your thoughts on his performance? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.